guys, and welcome back to Star Wars Nerdiness. Now, since I was a little busy over the weekend, I didn't get to get a review in by Sunday, so I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts about the most recent Mandalorian episode. Luke, two words, Luke Skywalker. Um, as a huge fan of Luke Skywalker, he is my favorite good guy in all of cinema. He's my favorite hero in all of cinema, my second favorite character in all of cinema, aside from Kylo Ren. Uh, and just seeing him in his prime again. I mean, it was awesome, like to see him go through this like character study type thing in The Last Jedi, and him getting a proper ending to a story. That was awesome. But like this, we get to see him in his prime. This very much reminded me of the Darth Vader hallway scene in Rogue One. That's how a lot of people have compared it to, especially when like that elevator opens and he just comes in. So I'm a really big fan of that, especially when it's just slaughtering all the Dark Troopers, and they emphasize in the episode how powerful the Dark Troopers are, and also there are a lot of emotional payoffs and a lot of emotional tension between the characters. All of it feels earned. It feels like a finale to the whole series, but that's the thing. It feels like a finale to the series when it's just a finale to season 2. And yes, I love the episode, but I'm like, where does it go from here? So I'm going to talk about where The Mandalorian goes from here in today's episode of Star Wars Nerdiness. Um, Now, I've thought about this for a little while, and yes, Season 3 is happening, so I'm just going to try to think about what's going to happen in Season 3, but to do that, we got to look at where all these characters are going to be going now. We've got Cara Dune, who is going to be going off into Rangers of the New Republic. And I'm really excited about Rangers of the New Republic. Everyone's saying it's going to be a Cara Dune series, me too. So I think that's what Cara Dune's going to be doing for most of this, for most of the future of The Mandalorian. But I think she'll pop up in the series maybe a couple more times. But also same with Grief Karga, since it looks like Cara Dune spends a lot of her time still on Navarro. So I'm assuming that Grief Karga also I'm assuming that Grief Karga is going to spend a lot of screen time with Cara Dune. So this means we actually get to see the New Republic actually have fights with the Imperial Remnant, which we have not seen before, and I'm very excited about. And Cara Dune is a very good fighter, so I'm excited to see her fight some stormtroopers again. It's really cool. Again, I don't think Ahsoka is going to be showing up anymore in The Mandalorian, but that's because she's going into her own series. And I think that one's going to tie in less with The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian kind of just set it up. It's going to tie in mainly with Star Wars Rebels, because they had, Ezra is hiding somewhere, and they make it clear Sabine and Ahsoka want to find Ezra. And apparently they're also wanting to find Thrawn, because, that's a lead to where Ezra is, so I'm pretty sure that's why they're going to Ezra. And, so yeah, I think it's gonna, if anything, tie into Rebels, but this will also mean we probably get a, live action Ezra Bridger, which would be awesome. And that also opens up the possibility for a live action Sabine. Um, and I love Rebels, so I'm very much open to that kind of series. Next up, we have the Book of Boba Fett. Now, when I first heard about this, when watching the episode, I instantly thought that's what season 3 is going to be about. Maybe Boba Fett will be, in season 3. Especially since it's coming out like around the same time as season 3 of The Mandalorian. But no, this is actually a Boba Fett series, and Boba Fett has taken over Jabba the Hutt's crime syndicate at Tatooine. So that sounds awesome. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. But this also means Boba Fett and Fennec Shand will probably not be in The Mandalorian anymore, at least for a little while. But again, Mando could come to Boba Fett for help. And I think that's probably what's going to go on. Like, Pedro Pascal actually said Din Djarin could actually show up in some of the spin-off series. And I think since he's kind of come to Cara Dune for help, maybe in Rangers of the New Republic, Cara Dune could probably come to him for help every once in a while. So then, he'll get to show up in those series too, which the more Din Djarin, the better, because he's awesome. So yeah, but then what happens in the actual series? What happens next in The Mandalorian? Not all of its spin-off shows. Well, we've got a lot of characters going off doing their own thing, so this opens the possibility of new characters showing up. But then, again, what is this going to be about? And I think what it's going to be about is retaking Mandalore. I think this is definitely going to be about the Mandalorian Bo-Katan and that other Mandalorian. I'm guessing the other one that they were with in the third episode of season 2, I'm guessing he died, because I don't know what happened to him. But I'm thinking these 3 Mandalorians, including Din Djarin, who now has the Darksaber, are gonna, Din Djarin's like, well, I got the Darksaber, why not actually help Bo-Katan in her efforts to retake Mandalore? And I don't think Bo-Katan will actually try to, like, kill Din Djarin, at first at least, to get the Darksaber. I mean, Bo-Katan's not exactly the best person in the world. Like, if you've seen the Clone Wars, you would know that. Also, like, Moff Gideon describes them as, like, murderers and savages, and, like, they are kind of like that. They kill a lot of people just to, succeed at what they are doing. So, yeah, I mean, Bo-Katan is very aggressive, so I could actually see Bo-Katan being the villain trying to get the Darksaber from Mando. Or maybe, maybe she'll actually... I mean, she does seem like she's a little bit better of a person by now. But we didn't really see her fully process the thoughts that she might have to fight or kill Din Djarin to get that Darksaber. So maybe she'll just accept, well, Din Djarin's kind of my friend now, so maybe I won't kill him. And maybe he'll just have to be the ruler of Mandalore, and that would be cool. And maybe that would be, like, really interesting if we start with the story of just this random Mandalorian, and he actually becomes the ruler of Mandalore. And maybe even through the sequel era, maybe Mandalore is actually still secretly surviving. That would be cool. And then, yeah, how does this tie into the sequel era? Because this happens between 6 and 7, so it's post-original trilogy, but it is. Explaining a lot of stuff from the sequel trilogy. And they have explained a lot. I mean, they did pretty much confirm my theory of, them needing Grogu to create a vessel for Palpatine. It explains all the Snoke clones. And a lot of people seem to think Rangers of the New Republic. A lot of people think that's actually going to eventually lead into how the Resistance would form, which may include someone playing Leia, I'm not sure. Which would be really cool. Leia... I know Carrie Fisher died, but I mean, if you want to have more Leia, you're eventually gonna have to recast. And yeah, also something to think about is that the New Republic theme is the Resistance theme, or Mandalorian style of the Resistance theme. So that was awesome. I mean, I got so much Force Awakens in particular nostalgia, but whole sequel trilogy nostalgia. So that was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I loved all the references to the sequels in The Mandalorian Season 2, and I'm thinking they're actually going to start tying into the sequel trilogy just a little bit. I mean, The Mandalorian is just here to tell a story, not here to explain anything, but it would be cool again if Din Djarin became the ruler of Mandalore. Now, the last thing I need to talk about is what's happening to Grogu, my friend Grogu up there, and as well as Luke Skywalker. Is this the last we're seeing Grogu? I doubt it. I think actually what's going to happen is at one point, it doesn't have to be this season, Din Djarin gets a transmission from Luke. Maybe like Luke says, hey, I invite you to see Grogu again as long as you help me on a mission. Because that's what a lot of side quests of The Mandalorian are. I'll help you if you help me on this mission. So that happens a lot. And we could see maybe, a mission I think would be really cool is if we saw, in Pisana, Luke and Lando went on some mission. What if the Mandalorian was also there? And then we get someone playing Lando, which maybe Donald Glover. I mean, because it seems like Billy Dee Williams hasn't aged as well as Mark Hamill has. So actually, I do think it is very much a possibility that it would be cool if they went to Pisana, and maybe Grogu's there and R2-D2's there, and they go on that mission, and then we meet Ochi of Bastoon, and we see all that stuff happen. Maybe the Mandalorian faces off with that snake. Maybe it's the reason that snake got that wound. Again, I don't want them explaining everything, but I think that would just be a cool tie-in. So yeah, and that would be really cool, and it would be so emotional to see Mando see Grogu again, because that one scene, in my opinion, is the saddest scene in all of Star Wars. I've never cried harder, and I can't really sit through that scene still without crying. I mean, it's very hard, because I've watched this episode a whole bunch of times now, and I still can't seem to process everything that's gone on. But I think the future of The Mandalorian is very bright. I'm very excited. I'm glad it's still going on despite its main story arc being all wrapped up now. Because I think it's now, there are all these possibilities, there's all these directions it could go. And I'm really excited just to explore the world of the Mandalorian more. This era between 6 and 7, that's just really cool. And since we're getting these new genres like Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka, we're gonna see different styles in that era. Like we've seen the criminal underworld part of that era, and now we're gonna see like the New Republic, and we're gonna see the Jedi a little bit. So yeah, I love that. If you liked what you saw, make sure to subscribe and drop a like on the video. And I hope you have a fantastic holiday season. This has been a great year for Star Wars nerdiness. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always.